You know that feeling, sitting in the evening browsing Steam sales, even though you already have 36 games in your library you haven't touched. Because once you start something, you have to finish it, right? So you're too scared to commit to a game with no guarantee you'll like it. I know that feeling too well. If I'm buying a single player game for a hefty $40, I want to squeeze as much out of it as I can. Literally calculating hours per dollar. How much am I getting out of this game? Is it really a game for me? And then it becomes a problem of choosing. A problem of decisions. What do I buy? There is actually a name for this. The paradox of choice. The more options you have, the harder it is to pick something. Like if you can choose either vanilla ice cream or mint with chocolate chip. You can decide quickly. But get 20 different options including all the basic flavors, rainbow, Belgian chocolate and Emmentaler cheese, and the choice gets way harder. But eventually a choice is made. Add to cart, pay and install. And before I know it, I'm not playing for fun anymore. I'm playing to squeeze all the value out of the purchase and to prove to myself it was a good buying decision. That's just the sunk cost fallacy. The money was spent. So it's time to get my money's worth, even if I'm not enjoying it. And it's not just me. There are a few reasons why so many people feel this pressure. Completionism. You want to finish the whole game. Achievements, platinum. If someone's having fun chasing that platinum, completing all the collectibles, that's cool. But it gets worse when that fun turns into an obligation. A to-do list. Is this a game or a job? At least at a job they pay you. Nobody's paying you in-game. Games are for fun. And then there is the fear of dropping a game. You have a single-player game you really like. Then you like it a bit less, and a bit less. You boot it up for shorter sessions, play a little less. You're scared to drop it because you think you won't come back. And maybe you'd still enjoy the rest of the game, but right now you'd have to force yourself through the boring parts. Maybe I'll come back to it someday, I say to myself. But I've had situations like that before, and it probably won't happen. And it'd be nice to finish it, so I live in this illusion that eventually the resistance will pass. And the game waits, and waits, and it waits, creating this itch that can't really be scratched. But the game probably won't get its turn. And that's how many backlogs are born. Let me give you an example. Mindustry. I bought it for under $10. I ignored it so many times on Steam. I thought it wasn't for me, but I tried it and I was astonished. Top tier game for me. The gameplay loop was incredible, simple to pick up yet incredibly deep and demanding. And in this game there are 2 planets. Each one is a separate campaign. First planet, over 100 hours of pure fun. But the second planet, I didn't enjoy anymore, but I played it anyways. At first I was still blinded by how much I loved the first one. But the second planet just wasn't my taste, and I was grinding through it. I just missed that feeling from playing the first campaign, and I dragged myself through for hours, not playing for fun, just figuring out how to get through levels as fast as possible. I was stuck in this game. I finished the main segments of the second planet, but that cost me like 40 hours of my life. Time I'll never get back. And Mindustry wasn't the only one. I had this with a lot of games. After many years, I arrived at something I don't know how I didn't see earlier. The answer is so obvious and so simple. I was playing New World, trying to get the best armor, collect everything, grinding for hours. I completely didn't feel like playing anymore, but I kept going just to collect that gear, while not having fun. And somewhere in there, it hit me. I don't have to do this. Nobody's forcing me. I can just not do it. It sounds a bit dumb when I say it out loud, but that's exactly how it is. I started respecting my time more. If this is time for fun and entertainment, then I should be having fun in it, not working. Quitting New World opened my eyes. Then Xbox Game Pass showed me a whole new world. I bought it for one specific game because it was cheaper than buying it outright. But there I saw you can just boot up games and not finish them, because you're not paying per game. On Steam, you're investing in something and you expect a return. Game Pass is more like Netflix. You already paid, so why not try things out? And if a game really clicks, you can just buy it later instead of staying on a subscription. Steam is different. On there we build this massive pile over a span of years, collecting games on sales and promos. And that's how backlogs grow.
You buy cool games on sale that you'd want to play. And a lot of them just end up in the waiting zone.
So I kinda changed my approach.
I use demos on Steam. I play a lot of indie games, and indie games often have demos. They are nothing like the demos I remember from 10 years ago. Demos now feel like the main game with later content locked, meaning you get to enjoy the game often in the same way as if you bought it, but for a shorter time. For bigger games, I watch reviews, wait for sales, just like many people do. And when I buy the title, I try to play it right away, not shelve it for later. I know very fast if I'll enjoy it. When I start a game and after 30 minutes of a cool intro I see yellow painted edges, I should likely uninstall the game right there. And it was a mistake I ever bought it in the first place. I try to not lie to myself, like with Tomb Raider. I kept thinking maybe after this segment the game gets fun. Maybe I just need to get past this part. I'd save, quit, come back later, try again, but I kept bouncing off. I wanted to have this cool adventure, but the game just wasn't for me. And Assassin's Creed Shadows? I spent on it way more money than I wanted to. Bought it close to launch, pretty much full price. I told myself this one would be different from other ICs, and it turned out to be a letdown. Who would have expected? The game was painfully slow, super repetitive, and not satisfying at all.
I try to start games with no expectations. I build this positive anticipation, yeah. But whatever happens will be cool. I'm here to have fun.
And if I don't like it, I'll leave it. I'll then put it in a bucket of games I simply won't play. Not every game is a hard quit though. I usually have a few games going at once, switching between them depending on my mood. Some just naturally stop getting picked. And before I know it, the backlog gets thinner on its own. Games just find their place. As long as I remember that I can just quit midway. There is no need to finish that game. And if I spent $20 for a game and played for 2 hours and that 2 hours were fun, then yeah, I kind of wasted money. But a roller coaster ride is a few minutes and cost about the same. That copium sometimes eases the pain of wasted money. I bought Age of Wonders 4 with a ton of DLCs. The price, like a big title, multiplied by 3. I expected 200, 300 and maybe even 500 hours out of it. Months of gameplay. 80. I got to 80 hours. It got tedious faster than I thought. But there is no time to waste. There are more games to play. And there is a difference between dropping a game you don't like and dropping a game you do like. But it stopped being fun. Every game gives some fun. Even those Assassin's Creeds. At the start, when there are story elements, cutscenes and quests, it felt engaging. But with something like Age of Wonders, I enjoyed many hours with it. And then the fun dropped drastically. Within 2 days, it shifted from a game I enjoyed to one that I felt obliged to play. Now I enjoy gaming so much more. When a game is getting boring, I stop playing it. I raise the threshold for how fun a game has to be. It has to be entertaining to be on my game roster. Before, for some reason, I let unfun games get to me. And because of that, I have way more fun. I play games I actually enjoy. And if they drop under that threshold, then goodbye. I got really picky about what I play now. I still fall into the sunk cost fallacy, but less. You know this highly loved Game of the Year title, Expedition 33. I quit it at like 90% because I didn't feel like fighting these bosses anymore. That game was really good. The story was truly intriguing. It made you come up with your own theories about what was happening. And being close to the end, I wanted so badly to see what happens next. But the combat stopped being fun for me. I was completely immersed in the story at that point. The combat was fine, but it was just the vehicle getting me along the story. So I decided to leave that vehicle. I watched the endings on YouTube. I played what I wanted, got the last parts of the story handed to me via video, and left satisfied. Had I pushed myself through those bosses, I would have left with a bad taste.
Have I ever regretted dropping a game? Not once. If anything, I've regretted not doing it sooner.
If I drop a game and add it to my not playing anymore list, I can come back to it later. Even a long time, if a strong urge to play arises again, this game is still there for me, I can always install it again. The point is to not waste entertainment time on games that aren't interesting. There is always an option to play them again later. So if you have 10, 30 or 100 games waiting, it's worth putting them up with a relaxed approach. Minimize the expectations and see if you actually enjoy it, while remembering it's completely okay to quit the game early.
You don't have to finish games. Nobody checks that.
I play to feel something during the experience, not to remember the ending. I remember many scenes of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, an incredible role-playing game. And none of these scenes were the ending. I love the game so much, I didn't want to play it because every hour played got me closer to the ending. So to sum it up,
If I buy a game I don't enjoy, I've already wasted the money. So is it worth wasting my time on top of that? These are questions worth asking yourself. Thanks for watching and make sure to subscribe.